Michael Lombardi here, along with Cousin Sal. Meat-Eata Day. All right, Cousin Sal, this is the moment we've been waiting for. We have to honor our heritage, right? Like, you can't really truly appreciate the Super Bowl as an Italian-American without looking towards other Italian-Americans who have done incredible things. And first, obviously, Vince Lombardi, the trophy's named after him.
Yeah, let's talk about him for a second. I'm very jealous of you. You have Lombardi's name. You had to get into football with a name like Lombardi.
Absolutely,
It's like Wetzel's pretzel. Wetzel couldn't be Wetzel's discount mufflers. He had to get into pretzels.
Exactly.
You have to be a football analyst and a GM and everything you've been.
Right. So Sal, why don't we rate, we know Lombardi, we're going to rate everybody by meatballs, 5 being the most you could get.
Yeah.
Because really, there's only ever 5 on a good sandwich, right? Okay, so 5 meatballs. We know Vince Lombardi's a 5 meatball kind of guy.
Yes.
So from here on out, we'll rate him by meatballs.
Okay.
Now, my first year in the league was 1984. Played the Super Bowl against the great Danny Marino. How do you rate him? How many meatballs are you going to give him?
I give him 3.5 meatballs. Can you give half meatballs?
Oh, you can give half. We can cut him in half.
Tony Romo says to me, he's like, that's all you have to know. That's all you have to know to appreciate Tom Brady. How good was Dan Marino and can only get there once?
A guy that I think deserves 5 meatballs, love to hear your commentary, is the great Joe Montana. He just had the great ability to, win the game, whether it was in a Super Bowl, and he just dominated. And the marriage of those two guys, Walsh and Montana.
They were married? Well, how many meatballs did you give him? What is that, 5? 5? I give him 5 also, because you know what? He covered 3 out of the 4 Super Bowls, and that's important.
I didn't know that.
This next guy, Franco Harris, a lot of people don't know that he's Italian. That his mother was Italian.
He owned Wendy's all through southern Jersey. So
he did?
He used to own Wendy's.
Ooh, all right. I might take a meatball away. I think top 4, top 5 Italian-Americans in the Super Bowl, Adam Vinatieri. He started this whole thing.
Right.
He kicked the ball through a blizzard 48 yards. I'm sorry, but why, you had forgotten about that? Pass me some Gabagool.
Oh, all right. I would give him 4. I would give him 4 meatballs.
Joe Flacco, Jersey guy.
Is he truly Italian, though?
Jersey guy, I think so.
I know he's a Jersey guy. I mean, that goes for something. Like Saragusa's a Jersey guy.
Right.
Saragusa, the big man, I mean, he won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. I think he deserves a little bit of pub here. Was in The Sopranos.
Right.
I mean, when you're in The Sopranos, you go to the top of the list. You're going to get.
I don't remember what he did.
Yeah, he's a bodyguard in that. You're going to get at least 2 meatballs for that, right?
So he might have 6 meatballs on a scale.
He's never going to be able to get past Lombardi's 5 meatballs.
Gotcha.
But he's got 2 for just being in The Sopranos, right?
So you give Tony Saragusa more meatballs than Joe Flacco?
I would give him more meatballs than Flacco, yeah. I mean, Flacco, Flacco's not been consistent. I mean, he's kind of rested on his laurels. I mean, he's violated the Lombardi quota to do more.
Right. Oh, also, Flacco, spokesperson for Pizza Hut. You got to take a meatball away.
Yeah, I mean, how do you, no true serving Italians go to Pizza Hut. I'm sorry.
Amen.
That's right.
Is Pizza Hut sponsoring this?
Yeah.
It's not, right? Okay, good. Are we going to be sitting here in 20 years talking about Jimmy G as the greatest Italian-American Super Bowl?
There is no doubt about that.
Yes?
Absolutely. That's a complete, He'll be hosting more trophies than anybody.
Wow. How many meatballs does he get?
Oh, Garoppolo always get 5.
He gets 5?
5 and a, he might
6
pass Lombardi.
meatballs for Garoppolo?
He could get 6 easy for me.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Italian-American Super Bowl hero, Richard Sherman. Where does he rank on top?
Well, I mean, Richard, I didn't know he was Italian. When did he change?
He's not.
He's not? No?
No. Richard Sherman.
Cheers.
Manja.
Manja.